Hey guys, it's me, Julieann Hartman, and when you see me, you know it's Tuesday, and I'm so excited that we're all here together because you are so important to us here at Healing Journeys Today. I want to tell you that again. I'm going to repeat that. You are so important to us. We love you so much, and we thank God for you. We thank God that you are watching every single day, 7 days a week. I know that we can't all see it all live, but you're able to watch, at whatever time you're available to watch. And it's so important because I promise you, you keep watching these videos like literally daily and your life is going to change. It has to. There is no way unless you're listening, unless you're watching and you've got something on your ears and you're not hearing, because there is no way that you're not getting something out of this and you're not seeing your own life change because of these teachings. It's so exciting. Now, this is not live, as you can tell. So what I want you to do is I want you to put comments below so that I can answer your comments. I love that about the fact of not being live this one time. So, because I love hearing from you. And if you need any prayer, please go to Julieann Hartman Facebook page and just direct message me, because I get a lot of messages daily. I don't know if I'm hearing from all of you, but if you do have any prayer requests, please do. Just last week, I did 2 Zoom calls for prayer with people, and I love doing that because this is what we're here for, right? Is to help each other out. I know what it was like to be at home and literally to be at home, feel so lonely and not know what I was going to do with myself, with my life, with my family, with the way I was feeling at the time. I was sick. And you know what happens when you get sick? When you feel so bad, unless there's somebody there literally grabbing you and saying, no, I'm not allowing you to sink to the level in which you feel, because that's exactly what happens. You literally sink to such a level of being a victim, and it's just awful. You feel like you can't even do things. I mean, trust me, I was there for 5 years. I know what it's like. But what I do know is that once I got the true word, and I mean like the truth, the promise that Jesus gave me, all the promises that God gave us, when I started like literally believing those promises, reading them and then believing them, man, things started changing, and it was rapid. It was quick. So I'm telling you, I know what it's like to have pain all over your body. I know what it's like to feel nauseous all the time. I know what it's like to have, just like someone's got like a vice on your head 24/7. I know what it's like to feel like you can't even move quick because you are just so dragged down by the pain or whatever it is that you're feeling in your body. It's awful, and I hate it. And that's why Healing Journeys Today was birthed, because I don't want to ever see anybody go through even a little bit of what I went through. And I know there are people out there that are experiencing even worse situations than mine. But I just want you to know that we are here. We are here to help you. Healing Journeys Today is that for you. And we're not Jesus. Lord knows we are not at all. But we are a mouthpiece for him, because there's 7 of us that had 7 different ailments, if you will. And because of that, we went through it and we saw the victory. And that's why we want to share with you every single day. And so I'm excited that today we're going to talk about the one thing that I lost. And I mean, I lost it. And that was vision for my life. I had no more vision left for my life when I got sick. I mean, in the beginning, I still, kind of had stuff going on, but I got so inundated with so much feelings and symptoms screaming out to me that I literally lost my way. I mean, does that sound familiar to you? Does that ring a bell here with you? Like, wait a minute. You know what? I felt the same way. I literally lost my way. I lost my vision. And just to back that up, medically speaking, I was going to this guy, like a wellness guy, And he had said to me, okay, one day he would do all these like kind of fun/weird exercises with me. And one day he said to me, he goes, I want you to, now I'm just like sitting there in the chair, and he goes, today I just want you to close your eyes. So I close my eyes. And he says, I want you to picture a house. Now, it doesn't have to be your house. It could be any house. But as you picture it, I want you to explain it to me. So I close my eyes and I'm like, I see black. And he goes, you only see black? I said, I don't see anything. He goes, okay, let's do it again. So he goes, I want you to close your eyes again. I want you to relax. And I want you just to picture a house. Close my eyes again. Black. I could not see anything. All I could see was black. Isn't that horrible? That's where I was at that time. I was so down and so depressed and so desperate in search of my healing that all I thought about was my next doctor's appointment. All I thought about was the next therapy I was going to buy, but then I wouldn't even do. My thoughts were not on the word. You know, I knew about faith and I understood how it worked because that's the kind of church that I was in. But honestly, the part that was missing is I didn't know Jesus. Seriously, I knew everything else about faith, but I didn't know Jesus himself. And what I love about Jesus himself is Jesus is a visionary. And Jesus in your life means vision, right? The Holy Spirit now living on the inside of you just screams vision now. And that's what happened to me. And that's why there is no stopping me when it comes to vision. God gives me so much vision, it's ridiculous. Now, my only question is, it's like, is it now, Lord? Is it later? You know, God gave me the vision for healing journeys. Do you know that God gave me this vision for healing journeys in 2009 when I was, I had been sick for almost a year. And I'll never forget, I was sitting on my mom's couch. We had just come back from a neurologist appointment. And he said that, you know, they checked my brain. They said there was nothing wrong with my brain. So I said, well, why do I still feel this way? He says, I don't know. You know, you'll have to go see this doctor and this one. And all I could think of was, great, here comes 20 more visits now trying to figure out what's wrong. But that day I was feeling so discouraged. I actually wanted something wrong with my brain. And I know you might have felt the same way. That we get that way sometimes. We're like, just tell me something horrible is wrong. At least I can work on that, right? I can go find the right doctor. I can whatever. I can ask the right questions or whatever it is that I was going to do. Anyway, and so so I couldn't, there was nothing wrong with me, okay, as far as my brain went. And so I'm sitting there on the couch and I'm like, you know what, Mom? And she's like, what? And I said, I had this dream last night that God showed me speaking to a large crowd with video and pictures of my testimony. And she said, you just dreamt that last night? I said, yeah, I did. I said, God showed me that I would be speaking my testimony out to a large group of people, and I would do it in pictures and video. And so it was one of those things where it's like, well, whatever that means. Okay, bye, you know, and then went on about my merry way. And it wasn't until I was planning our second Healing Journeys conference, first or second, when I said to the Lord, wow, this is really easy to schedule. Like, this has gone really smooth, you know, because I've got the most amazing people that speak, right? And they'll just say yes to whatever and be there when they're supposed to be, because they want that. We all share the same thing. We want to see people healed, you know? So anyway, I was like, wow, this is really easy. And he said, well, I told you it'd be easy because I already gave that to you 10 years ago. And I went, what? So that was in 2019 when we first started Healing Journeys. the actual conference. And I'm like, wow, okay. So it brought me right back to that day on my mom's couch when I was laying there, just so sad and so like insecure and scared because I didn't know where to go. Like I said, I almost wanted something wrong with my brain so that I could, work on something or at least be specifically praying for something, but he gave me nothing. So anyway, that's how Healing Journeys today started. So fast forward, go backwards now to when I was at that doctor's office. And so each week when I came in, he would say, okay, close your eyes, close my eyes. What do you see? I see black. And there are more times I got in my car as I left and said, why do I keep seeing black? What's going on here? Why am I seeing nothing? I was seeing dark. I was seeing like nighttime, not even any stars. I just saw black. Nothing was there. And I'm like, why am I seeing that? And I didn't get an answer. I didn't get an answer that night. I didn't get an answer many times after that. But after a few months, one day I walked in there and he said the same thing. Close your eyes and I want you to picture your house, a house. Closed my eyes and I saw a picket fence. Now I don't have a picket fence in my house, but I saw one. And I went, hey, I just saw a picket fence. And he goes, good, we're on the right track. And from that point forward, I kept seeing every week. Then actually when I went home, I started envisioning a lot of things. Okay, Julieann, think of this, think of that, think of this, think of that. Close your eyes and think of these things and see if I could see them. And I started seeing things that I was envisioning. That was major breakthrough, guys. Major breakthrough. And that's my goal for you all, is to have major breakthrough and to kick this thing in the butt and get rid of it and be done with it. That's easy for me to say. I know that, but I'm telling you, it's just as easy as what I just said. So let's get into vision. All right. A lot of times, again, like I said, when you're not well, you're sick, your days are filled up with appointments at the doctor's office. Your days are filled up with doing all these therapies. My friend Vanya Curry. Now oh my gosh, she was taking 70 pills a day, which had to all be scheduled out. Now, she was the one that had cancer that got healed of uterine cancer. But can you imagine that? 70 pills a day. And you might even be saying, yes, I can imagine it because it's me right now. I will tell you, I was probably about 35 a day, which is half, which is still time consuming and you'll spend all day long trying to remember what pill at what time goes here and don't mix it with that. And you can't eat food with here and you can't. There was so many rules. I had so many Post-its all over the place reminding me of when I can take it, when not to take it, what to take it with, all of these things. So I'm sure that some of you are there too as well, or someone that is. Anyway, since my whole day was filled up with everything illness-wise, I didn't have time to dream about anything else. Now, prior to this, though, I had lots of dreams. I really did. And, it took me a long time to try to get those dreams, to get any dream to come back. Because the one thing that I loved the most, which was exercise, and I told everybody knows this, but I'll tell you again, I was a tae-bo instructor. And we just were, we were moving and shaking all the time. Either we were traveling or we were doing classes in the Sherman Oaks. And so my purpose was, about outside of my children, outside of my husband. Please don't think that this was just my only purpose in life, because my purpose in life was to be a wife to my husband and a mother to her kids. And so that was number one. And only by the grace of God did that happen, that I could be all those things to my family. Only the grace of God, like literally giving me spurts of energy to be able to, do things with my kids, or, be there for my husband, or clean the house and do all those things. those were just like supernatural bursts of energy that I got. And I'm telling you, it wasn't easy, but I know that you know. I know you've experienced something just like it, but I am here to tell you, you win. You win. He causes to triumph in all things. You, my friend, win. Don't you forget that. So I had no vision. I was trying to recall things like, what is it that I want? Lord, what would I do after this is all over? Well, I will tell you, I really didn't even know what it would be like when I didn't have to take like supplements and all that. Now, I never took medicinal, like pharmaceutical drugs, but I was dipping into occasionally like the little tinctures, supplements and stuff and that kind of thing. And just different, people had all kinds of different multi-level marketing things, they all come at you like, oh, this will make you better. Yes, didn't work for me. And I knew it, I used to get so mad at myself because I knew it wouldn't work, but also I might have sabotaged the whole thing anyway because I knew it wouldn't work. And I would have, friends, oh, I'm selling this product. I know it's going to work. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to invest in it because I know it's not going to work. I invest in it and it doesn't work. And now I'm disappointed one more time. And I hated that disappointment, but it happened time and time again. Anyway, I started to like literally hone in every day on vision. I had to say, okay, Lord, I need a vision for my life. I need to know, besides what I'm doing with my family and my husband, what is it that you'll have me do? And so little things started creeping up here and there, popping up there and showing me some stuff. And there were some times where I was too anxious, insecure, too tired to even mess with it. And so I turned a lot of them down, and then I would go through the whole thing of feeling guilty because I turned it down. And I'm like, Lord, I know you gave that to me, but I turned it down because I'm so tired, or I just want to give up sometimes. I'm not speaking a language, and I'm sure that you guys haven't heard already. I was at times ready to give up. And what that looked like, it was just like, let me just go somewhere where there's, my husband would be able to take care of the girls because they're doing, they're great kids up to this point. I can just go away somewhere so no one has to deal with me anymore. Because that's tough when you don't even want to be around yourself, let alone want people around you that are like, come on. It's like you're trying to drag somebody and push something up a hill. And you're like, I'm like pushing, a 500-pound, whatever, sack of potatoes up a hill. That was me. No one wants to be around that very often. But one day, because I was involved in my daughter's school to the point of I was like stealth, both my daughters. I'd go in, do some things for the class or whatever, and I would go out. Well, one day, my daughter decided she wanted to do one of the big plays. And so I was like, okay, because I always like I'm like helicopter mom. I want to be around. I want to see everything. I want to know the friends. I want to do all that stuff. So she asked me if I would, if she could audition. I'm like, yeah, go for it. The reason why she was asking because it was going to be, mothers have to volunteer when kids do that kind of thing. So anyway, it was Phantom of the Opera. So I literally went in, did my thing, went out. I could take stuff home and do it at home. I did as much as I could. And I really didn't know anybody in the theater department. And so sometimes they're a little cliquey, if you know what I mean. So I just did the best that I could do with what I knew to do. I'd worked, I was an actress myself many years ago. I did lots of theater. My husband and I produced a lot of theater, and plus TV shows and all that stuff. So I have an idea about all that stuff. I know how to do it. I didn't know if I wanted to do it, but I did. Anyway, so from there, I did the whole season. It was, great to be around the kids, especially around your own kid, to see who they're hanging with, to see what they're all about, what they're saying, all that stuff. Helicopter mom, right? I'm a helicopter over that. My thing is spinning all the time, my radar, watching out for my kids. Mama bear over here. Anyway, so after that was done, it was the last play of the school year, and my daughter, and so the people that were in charge of all the volunteers and stuff asked me to join a meeting over the summer because they said you were so easy to work with. I'm like, yeah, I wasn't even there because I'm not getting into all the drama. So I was at their house, and this late, now again, no vision for my life, feeling like crap every day, like feeling awful every day. Probably at this day when they asked me to come to this meeting, probably all afternoon, I was at some doctor's appointment doing some kind of weird protocol or learning about it and deciding whether I was going to do it or not. And they had me over. They asked me the theater board of directors came in and said, "Hey, we would like just to thank you and honor you for helping." I'm like, great. So I went there. Literally, you guys, it went from thank you so much for all your help to you're now the vice president of the Theater Boosters Club. I'm like, what? Wait, what did I just do? Like, what happened? Like, I didn't ask for this. What are you talking about? I was freaking out. Seriously. I did not want that. I did not, but I don't know at that point, guys, I didn't know what I wanted. I just wanted what God wanted for me. So I get in my car and before I put the key in, I went, Lord, what just happened? Like, I went for this meeting for them to thank me because they wanted to do that and give me a gift card and be so kind. But now I'm the vice president of the Theater Boosters Club, which is the theater department, the fundraising, all of it. And I said, what am I going to do? I said, I can't take this. I don't want to do this. This is not me. This is not part of my plan. He said, take the position. Oh my God. I'm like, really? Take the position? Yes, take the position. So I did. I called him up and I said, well, I thought about it. Oh God. I thought about it and I would love to join you as the vice president of the theater department. And that was it. I had the craziest 3 years you could ever even imagine. But what it did for me is it gave me a vision for my life. I am serious. You know, we think that God's going to be like, thus saith the Lord, Julieann, here's your vision. Here, I am handing it to you, right? In a book form. And all the details are in this book and all the times and the availability and the people, the nice, warm, sweet people. I say that as a joke. And all of this wonderful perfection. That was not the case. No. I worked around some ladies that were drama mamas, and it was intense at times. But I also worked around some wonderful ladies that I learned from. I learned how to be in a community of people. I learned how to not be a one-woman show. I learned how to share. I learned how to coordinate. I learned how to get people in groups and to talk things out. I learned how to settle conflicts. I learned how to fundraise at a level I'd never fundraised before. I learned how to do a lot of things. And before you knew it, here's this vision that came to life. Now, I just want this to be clear. I did not go to my first meeting feeling great. I didn't go to my second meeting feeling great, or my third or fourth. It took me a long time before I felt great, that I could walk into a meeting and not feel like I was going to pass out. So what I'm getting at is this. You know, we think that the dream or the goal or the vision is with God, and it can happen. I'm not limiting God, not even for a second, and don't you either. I am telling you right now, and look at me. Your healing journey can be right now, meaning the journey never ends, because our hearts get sad, our feelings get hurt, and we're always on a journey. But your healing, your physical healing, your sickness in your body can end right now. So I want you to listen to me. I did not have the manifestation of, I took the job of theater, Boosters Theater Club vice president, which, by the way, the next year I moved in the president position and everything was perfect. No, not at all. But what I did is I walked by faith. I walked every day by faith because I couldn't walk by the way I felt. I couldn't walk by flesh. I had to walk by faith and not by flesh, because flesh was wanting me to stay at home and not do anything and not be a part of my daughter's life and not be a part of the lives of the women that I got to be in part to for 3 years. You guys, 3 years. I became very good friends with a lot of them. And I thank God for it because they are wonderful, beautiful ladies. But God taught me, and showed me every step of the way how to be a successful leader. I didn't have a vision for that 3 years prior. My vision was get in, get out, because that's all I can do. And that's how, step by step, day by day, month by month, year by year, I literally walked out of that ailment, of that infliction, of that sickness, not infliction, affliction. I just my brain went, that's not the word, of that affliction. And the more I spent focusing on something else besides how bad I felt, man, things started changing. I started having 2 or 3 hours of a break, of feeling good. And then some days it went into a whole day. And then some days the day wasn't good, but the night was. And then some days the whole day and the whole night were. That's how I walked out the journey. And plus the fact of also, this is the biggest part of it, of studying this word, of not just studying, but getting to know the one that wrote this. That was so important. No matter what I had on my plate with that theater club or with the theater department, I did not take 1 hour of my time away from me and Jesus. I did not forsake a moment of our time together because I knew that was my lifeline. I knew that was the healing. I knew that's exactly what I needed. I needed that, and I needed something to take my mind completely off of me. Man, don't you get sick of just saying me all day long? I did. You know what? If I even get into that right now, I'd be like, oh, stop it. Because I just can't stand to make everything about me. It's like there's too many people out there that need Jesus, that need a relationship, that need to be healed, need to be set free, need the love of Jesus to encompass their whole body and being. And who's going to do it? Who's going to lead them through it? Hello, me, you too. You're not left out of this. You are in this with me, with the Lord, with the body of Christ. We're all in this together. There's a song from High School Musical. It's called We're All in This Together. But we are. And I'm just so thankful that now my life looks a lot different. That now I have taken those leadership qualities, that leadership experience, that leadership training, and now I'm using it in our own businesses, which is such a blessing, which is so awesome. Can you even imagine that? Being able to take that, which again, see, sometimes we think it's going to be God doing something that we expect. And God had me go join the Theater Boosters Club to start working on my vision. Wow, isn't that awesome? That's what I love about him. He's just so good. And the stuff that he does in our lives is just amazing. And just the dreams and the vision and the provision for those things. You know, we can't forget that. There's a provision for your vision. Don't think that he goes, hey, Julieann, I want you to do this. I want you to join that booster club, but I'm out. I got other people to work with. No. He gave me every step of the way and every step of the way strategy for all of it. There wasn't one day that I went on my own because I didn't even have the strength to do that. My days were filled with, Lord, what do I do now? Lord, how do I handle this? Lord, how do I talk to this person? Lord, what can I bring to the meeting tonight to put a smile on everybody's face? Lord, I did a big show at the end of the school year. We have the drama awards. And I did a big show at the end of the school year. And I asked the Lord, I said, Lord, what do we do? It's like a fundraiser. What can we do? I'm sorry, no, it was a banquet for all the actors. And he gave it to me. And I brought it to all the women and they agreed to do it. And we put on a dance during this show of the banquet where all the actors were, getting awards and they were singing and dancing. And all of us moms got up and did a dance. It was phenomenal. So I just want you to know that there is so much hope for you. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. Please don't do that. Don't defer your hope. There's something that you can do right now in your house, in your community, in your family, maybe in the schools, your homeschool group, your away school group. There's something there. But don't miss it, because I almost did, because I copped an attitude about it. I'm not doing that. Oh God, I can't stand, well, what's so funny too is I can't stand gossip. And that was like, oh, if they start gossiping, I am out of here. So anyway, but I did it and it set me up. Can you see that? God set me up. Even though I wasn't feeling good, I was feeling awful. But he set me up anyway. He's so good. He set me up to win. He's so good to me and he's so good to you and he loves you. He loves you so much and wants to see you walk this out, literally walk this out. So that's it for today. Thank you guys so much. I think it was very just precise and right to the point. Vision. I'm going to keep talking about vision because vision is important. Without it, we die, right? Doesn't Hosea say that? A lack of vision, that my people die from a lack of vision. He's right. We perish because there's nothing to look forward to. We have no purpose in our life. Therefore, why are we here? There is purpose and a plan. And I'm not just saying this because a lot of Christians do, but I mean it because I've been there. There is a purpose and a plan just for you that only you can do. So don't miss it. Please. I am begging you, don't miss it. It's there for you. It's awesome. It's wonderful. It's amazing. And it's there just for you. So thank you guys so much. I love you all. Please subscribe and please share this because you never know who needs it. And when you subscribe, remember, this is nothing you pay for. Subscription on YouTube is free, or at least ours is. I don't know about the rest of them, but ours is. So this is free. Subscribe and send this on to people. Share it with people that are dealing with maybe something very similar. And so, and share all the other ones too. All the other 6 teachers. You've got Healed of MS and many other addictions. My gosh, wait to hear Jeremiah Klaas. Lupus, heart failure, kidney disease, Racquel and Herman Hudson, environmental illness, Niki Ochenski Weller, 2 sons healed of autism, Deborah and Christopher McDermott. I mean, just, man, you can't, Nichole Marbach, healed of bipolar disorder, extreme PTSD, self-harm. Man, you name it, that girl experienced it and had it. And I think I hit everybody. Oh my gosh, I did not. Mike Hoesch, a 5 pound, he explains it, 5 pounds of ground beef right on his chest. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Completely healed though. I'm so excited for you. So we bring a lot of good teaching to you, and I dare you to stay sick. Thank you so much for watching, and we're just gonna end it right here because you are a person of vision. Say that. I am a person of vision. I am, say your name, a visionary. I, say your name, am a visionary. I, Julieann Hartman, am a visionary. And that's why we created, no, I was going to go, but I got to just tell you this really quick. That's why we created this book called Vision Possible. You can get it on Amazon. Vision Possible by Butch and Julieann Hartman. And it's all about vision because that's what I lost. That's what I lacked the most when I was trying to find healing. So I love you guys. Thank you so much. Go to Amazon, buy that book.